Nobody said becoming king of the pirates was gonna be easy. I'm Ashley with WatchMojo, and these are the top 10 biggest victories of Monkey D. Luffy.
So long, Straw Hat!
For this list, we'll be looking at the battles fought and won by Monkey D. Luffy, ranking them on just how impactful, dire, and essential they were to One Piece's ongoing narrative. So get ready for a lot of punches. But before we get to that, this guy's on Twitter at AshJBo, so head over there, give me a follow, and let me know which your favourite One Piece fight is, or which one of these lists you want to see next. Number 10, Luffy vs. Buggy.
Death to those who try to pilfer my hard-earned treasure!
Long before this jester was a comic relief character whose luck seems to be woven by the hand of God itself, Buggy appeared to be a sinister reflection of the captain of the Straw Hats, one driven by treasure, revenge, and had zero qualms about stepping on innocent people to get the job done.
I already told you, you haven't finished dealing with me yet!
Given his history with Shanks, these two were practically made to be enemies. While we can't say it was Luffy's toughest bout, watching him smack the hell out of Buggy's many chop pieces made for quite the pirate romp.
I win!
Number 9, Luffy vs. Usopp. While he undoubtedly walked away from this little tussle the winner, this is one victory that Luffy probably wishes never came to pass in the first place.
Special attack! Tabasco Star!
After all, it involved him having to punch out one of his own crew. Following a massive argument over the fate of the Going Merry, Usopp challenges Luffy to a duel. Winner takes the ship.
Let's find out! Impact!
While the long-nosed marksman managed to lay on the damage pretty thick, it's nothing compared to Luffy's monstrous strength. As soon as he manages to land that blow to the sternum, it's all over, both the fight as well as their friendship, at least for the immediate future.
Come!
Number 8, Luffy vs. Arlong. It certainly wouldn't be the last time that Luffy would find himself taking on a murderous fishman, but the most significant is without a doubt his clash with Arlong. Not only was this guy a die-hard human hater who loved to cut them down, but he's also the one that turned Nami into a pseudo-slave, forcing her out into the world to steal and plunder.
Damn you! That's 8 years worth of work! 8 years of planning and ambition!
Naturally, Luffy had a bone to pick with this guy, resulting in a vicious brawl that not only liberated the whole island from tyranny, but also saved his future navigator from her own personal hell. Number 7, Luffy vs. Enel. He may be a lightning user that's convinced himself he's a living god, using the floating island of Skypiea as his own personal paradise, but it turns out that not even Enel and his vaults can overcome something like basic science.
Lightning can't hurt Luffy! He's made of rubber! I've had enough of you! Get off!
After all, rubber beats electricity every time. We can't emphasize how much of a joy it is to see Luffy not only take down this so-called deity a few pegs, but also demonstrate that the Age of Dreams is far from over.
You destroyed my Raiko! Insolent Blue Sea Ape!
You're next! I'll ring you along with the bell!
The fact that it also involved smashing Enel's face into a giant bell is the cherry on top.
Let it ring! Hey, Pops! Can you hear it? The City of Gold is here!
Number 6, Luffy vs. Blueno. Mere moments after declaring war on the world government, Luffy demonstrated that not only was he going to hold true to his words for the sake of his friends, but he also had the power to back it up. And we all owe it to his rather short-lived battle against the CP9's resident cow.
All my strength and techniques just went up by one step. Second gear!
Despite Blueno's assassination skills, this little rematch turned one-sided very quickly, all thanks to the reveal that the young supernova now had an upgraded form, Gear Second. After busting this out, it didn't take long for the Navy affiliate to get the sirloin beaten out of him. Number 5, Luffy vs Gecko Moria. Goes to show that despite having an army of zombies at his command, Moria was far from the scariest thing on Thriller Bark. That title was snatched away by Luffy when he was empowered by the Shadows of the Damned and decided to get some major payback against the giant.
Then you better shape up! And come back now!
Both by crushing the strongest of his undead minions and by bringing an entire building down on Moria's bloated body. Yeah, this was definitely not his night. And while his warning about the New World was chilling to behold, it doesn't take away from the fact Luffy still kicked his ass sideways before the dawn broke.
Straw hat, you bastard! Just you watch!
Number 4, Luffy vs Crocodile. As arguably one of the most influential antagonists to square off against the Straw Hat Captain, it's fair to say that the third and final time these two threw down, it was pretty monumental.
You can't defeat me!
With the kingdom of Alabasta ready to tear itself apart, it fell to Luffy to put the shady mastermind of Baroque Works down once and for all. While Crocodile's sand-based devil fruit appeared to make him impervious to harm, things took a turn after Luffy's own blood-soaked hands were able to solidify him, at least long enough for a flurry of punches to pummel him into the sky. Number 3, Luffy vs Rob Lucci. Ruthless in his pursuit of absolute justice, a master in the killing art of Rokushiki, and with the handy ability to transform himself into a leopard hybrid, the CP9's greatest assassin was no joke, and arguably the toughest opponent Luffy managed to overcome pre-time skip. With Robin's life on the line, the two practically tore each other apart, with Luffy taking so much punishment that we're surprised his insides haven't been scrambled twice over.
6 King Gun!
Of course, we all know that something like internal hemorrhaging isn't enough to slow down the future Pirate King, who in return turned Lucci into a pelt, courtesy of his now legendary Jet Gatling. Number 2, Luffy vs Doflamingo. To say this black market broker was due a beatdown would be a colossal understatement.
それはお前も同じだろう。
Working behind the scenes in order to produce artificial devil fruits, orchestrating the kingdom of Dressrosa's downfall, everything that happened with Law, the guy did an incalculable amount of damage, all with the goal of one day getting revenge on the celestial dragons. Of course, causing so much misery was bound to catch Leafy's attention.
いい加減にしろ！
Their eventual confrontation was a long time coming, but proved to be worth the wait as soon as Luffy revealed his new Gear 4th form, before proceeding to give the Joker a harsh dose of reality, via King Kong gunning his irritating face into the ground. Before we reveal our top pick, here's some honorable mentions. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Luffy vs Katakuri.
そうだ
While we're sure there will be a new opponent sometime into the future that will force Luffy beyond the brink in order to secure victory, looking at you, Kaido, for now, that honor belongs to the son of Big Mom, the Billion Berry Man, Dogtooth, a pirate of such magnitude and infamy that people say he's never even fallen down. With his haki allowing him to see into the future, and a devil fruit that's basically a superior version to Luffy's own elasticity, this battle was about as brutal as it can get, forcing the Straw Hat Captain to overcome all previous limits just to land that finishing blow. So which of Luffy's fights is your favourite? Let us know in the comments below, maybe follow this guy on Twitter at AshJBo, check out this other video, and subscribe to WatchMojo.